Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Cask 529. I'm Bryan.
And I'm Shona.
Tonight, we've put together a different little tasting. Last episode or two, somewhere recently in the past, we did a rye blind, not a blind, I guess. It was just a rye tasting of a bottle of 6-year rye that we had gotten at Midwest Distillery.
Western Reserve.
Western Reserve Distillery, I apologize, up in Lakewood, Ohio. Shona said, I'd like to have an old-fashioned made out of that, and I said, well, I'm going to make you several old-fashions, and we'll see what you think of it. So what I've got here is 4 old-fashions, 4 different ryes or bourbons, and we're going to do a tasting on them and see what we like best, and then we'll look at what they're made out of. So I guess I apologize I didn't put a cherry in them or anything.
I know. I'm kind of disappointed.
So
that's my favorite part.
You're just going to have to drink the drink.
Okay.
Okay?
All right. So I was excited when I came down here tonight to see this lineup because he had mentioned doing it, but we've mentioned doing things and it just never comes to fruition. So when I seen this lineup tonight, I'm pretty excited because Old Fashions is my favorite cocktail.
I don't know that you ever met a cocktail you didn't like.
Yeah. So, what do you want me to do? Do you just want me to tell you if I can tell a difference between...
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously on the first one, you're not going to tell a difference of any kind.
And then you want me to tell you which one's my favorite?
Kind of see what's different, and then when we're done, we'll see what we like best.
Okay.
Okay?
So besides the bourbon, they're made identical.
Yes.
Okay.
2 ounces of bourbon or rye, 1/2 ounce of simple syrup, 3 dashes Angostura bitters,
Yummy.
That is. And I'll be honest with you, when I poured them, I didn't pour 1, 2, 3, 4. Like I poured 3 and 3, and then I went and did 1 and 1. So I don't remember really what's in any of them.
So that one, sweet, not a lot of alcohol burn or anything like that.
Right. Yeah. I'd agree with that.
It's really a smooth, sweet, old-fashioned.
I just had to try it again.
And it's still a little bit warm because you dropped these ice cubes right in there. And so I feel like if the bourbon was overwhelming, it would have came through.
And there is one oddball in here.
Oh.
Kind of a wild card, we'll call it. Okay, not oddball, but a wild card. And we'll see if it does anything for us.
Now, number 2 is good. Not that number 1 wasn't. Number 2, I would say, is a high rye whiskey that was used because you're getting those spices and everything like that in it. You could sense that number 2 probably may have been a higher proof. Completely different. I will tell you, completely different.
Yeah, and I'll tell you that I'm not going to let the cat out of the bag, but I'll give you a little bit of information because I can see what 1 and 2 are from here. There should be a complete difference in them, and I thought that too. And I'll also say that 1 is much sweeter than 2, and I always thought I liked my old fashions on the sweeter side, but I really like that a lot.
And Bryan does. I'm an unsweet tea girl and a no creamer or sugar coffee girl. I like everything.
Disgusting wine.
Dry wine. Bryan always likes sweet tea. He likes coffee creamer in his coffee. He likes sweet. So yeah, number one would definitely, I would see, probably being your favorite, where number two is more mine.
Yeah, but
I'm
that's
shocked.
not, but
Yeah.
that's not the case. I really like, that has a really nice flavor. I can't wait to disclose to you what
Yeah, it's
what
good.
that is.
I like it a lot. It's number three. Number three is good. Now, the difference between 1, 2, and 3. Number 3, I'm not getting the spices on it, so I don't know if it's more of a bourbon instead of a rye. However, it's not as sweet as number 1.
If these were categories, if 1 and 2 were categories, to me, 3 would go with 1.
Yes, exactly. That's
Yeah.
yeah. But it's not as sweet. It tastes familiar to me.
Yeah, I remember, I know what everything is now.
I think you're getting more of the oakier taste in number 3 than what you did, the sweeter oakier taste in number 3. Where number 2, you're getting more of the spices and stuff. Number 1 is pure sweet. I will
Yeah.
tell you that. I don't know as if I would want a number 1 old fashioned all the time. Only
Okay.
because it's so sweet for me.
Okay, that's fair. I can tell you that so far, if we ordered one of these out, I would drink any of them.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I'm going to drink it, especially if they put a cherry in it for me.
So I apologize again for the cherry. I was trying to get this thing put together. Now, number 4 is not something that I generally make an old fashioned out of. I forgot what I wanted to make number 4 out of. And I already had one of them poured and it came to me what I wanted to use. But it was too late. But it's good. I like it.
Yep, it is good.
I've used it in cocktails before. It may be the first time I've ever used it in old fashioned.
Kind of like a unique taste to it. Have I had that pour before?
As a bourbon? Yes. There isn't anything there
That I haven't had.
that you haven't had.
Okay. It's unique.
Nothing there that you haven't had.
May I ask, is one of these my Woodford?
It is not.
No.
Your Woodford is not there.
You did not use Woodford?
I almost used a Woodford rye. Here's what I did. I wanted to use 2 ryes, 2 bourbons. And I almost used a Woodford, and I opted for something different. I opted for the wild card, which I'm glad I did. So, did you need to taste them again, or can you say what your favorite is?
I better taste them one more time.
Better?
I better. I'll go quick, guys. I'll go quick. I only want to be fair because the ice was melting a little bit.
That's really sweet. And that, I'll tell you this, that's a bourbon that I use a lot in old fashions. But after having this one, I may have a new favorite. I can't wait to use this one in my apple cinnamon with smoke.
I really like number 2. But it's kind of scary because I think it's really high proof. Just saying. It's It's really good.
Two is my new favorite. I'll have to see where I put the rest. The rest of them are really pretty equal to me the first time through. The thing is, what I was saying earlier, although that's not the sweet I'm used to, it's still sweet. But what I used in there really kind of dulled that sweetness.
It did.
It was a nice blend.
And that's why I like it so much, because it's not super sweet. Now, I have a question. Am I picking this if I'm just having one cocktail that night? Or am I picking this if I'm having multiple like a couple, 2 or 3? That's important, I think.
I'd say it shouldn't really matter. It really shouldn't matter. You like what you like regardless of how many of them you're going to drink. Let's say 2 to 3. Definitely 2, maybe 3.
Okay, got my lineup.
Wow, I'm torn between 1 and 4.
You know, Jill's going to be disappointed she wasn't here for this lineup.
We can reduplicate it.
She's going to be like, hey, I wanted to be on that show.
I'd have done that one.
Yeah, kick Josh off. Bring me on that one. So we are identical.
Are we really?
We are. All right, show me what
Okay.
these bad boys are made of.
So, we both, they're identical like she said. So, we scored number 2 as our favorite. Number 2 is the wild card.
It has to be a high rye. It has to be.
It is a high proof high rye.
High proof. I knew it. That's why I wondered if how many I would be having.
That was going to be your Woodford.
Yeah.
Wild Turkey,
And that is good.
Rare Breed
That is good.
Rye.
I love that.
That is an incredible old fashioned.
It is. 112.2 proof.
Yes.
So no more than 2.
Okay. Number 3 is our second place.
Oh, good. So it scored up there.
And it is our Western Reserve
Yes, Western Reserve 6-year rye.
6-year rye. Now,
again,
guys,
another
in the
good one.
past, I did not like an old fashioned with rye. I just didn't.
It took us a little, we were intimidated by ryes because so many
We were.
of our friends said, ugh, ryes. However, I honestly like ryes. I really do. I truly do like ryes.
When I got us this rye, we did a rye blind, 4 rye blind. You had no idea I was getting that.
Nope.
And it may have won for both of us.
We've done a couple rye blinds.
We have.
And I enjoy all of them, honestly.
I wanted to get us that though because I knew how we felt about Wild Turkey Rare Breed. And I thought we need to try the rye. And we had some viewers that said, hey, you need to try that rye.
And it's good.
Yeah.
Makes it delicious.
Oh, that's incredible.
Old fashioned. Now, kind of pricey, honestly.
I wanted to say $59.99.
Yeah. So, $49 or $59.99. I'm
Well,
not sure which one.
There's a difference between
Okay.
the Rare Breed and the Rare Breed Rye.
But regardless, a little bit pricey, honestly, to put into a cocktail.
It is.
However, it is really good. I can't even tell you how good this old fashioned is with that in it. Honestly, they're all good. I would say number 1 is my least favorite because it's so sweet. But if you are a sweet cocktail person, you're gonna love number 1, and maybe not number 2. But I am shocked because I am a completely dry person, and Brian's a super sweet person when it comes to drinks.
Truly, I am.
Not. Anyways, when it comes to drinks or food, he loves his sweets. So I am shocked that we have the same lineup because we never agree with any type of beverage we put in our mouth like that, like sweetness.
Not down the line.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
So-
Okay, so on the Wild Turkey Rare Breed Rye, regular rare breed in Ohio is $49.99. Rare Breed Rye is $59.99.
Okay.
So basically it's a $60 bottle, which you hate the thought of using a $60 bottle as a mixer.
You do, because this is very good just as a pour.
But the flip side of that is,
It makes a really good cocktail.
the other flip side of that is, in our bar, Sean and I, now if we have company, that's different, but if it's just her and I, we don't drink a lot of cocktails.
We do not. No.
It's just pours of bourbon,
Yep.
whatever it may be. So if you look at it that way, it's not that big of a deal, really.
Yeah, it truly isn't.
You know,
Very
the
good.
only downside is when we make a cocktail, that's equivalent of like 2 pours if we're sitting here drinking.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, moving on. Our third place
Number 4.
is number 4. And this, I wanted to make the Ancient Age, and I forgot.
Oh, Bulleit.
So, this is actually Bulleit Orange,
I can't believe that wasn't your number 1, honestly.
which I not only enjoy as a pour, but I
You
enjoy.
make everything out of that.
I've made a lot of cocktails out of Bulleit Orange. In fact, I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, that bottle is,
He's went so that don't even look at that because like a billion bottles.
think,
He and his friend Andy, they
I
go
picked
through
this
that.
up today. I use this to refill the small bottle. I think this
does.
is probably my fourth big bottle.
Probably with
But
like
it makes more sense to buy it this way and refill that.
with like 10 other small bottles on top of that. That is
No, that's bogus.
building this basement bar. We went through a lot of Bulleit Orange.
We did because Andy,
Don't blame it on Andy.
I didn't drink Bulleit, I drank other stuff.
Whatever. Don't blame it on Andy.
Andy, our friend that gave me all the help in the world.
He's
Thank
a cheap drinker. Thank you,
you.
Andy.
Thank you so much, Andy, for all the help.
And being a cheap drinker.
Because I know if you're not watching it tonight, you're going to watch it in the next day or so. I had to keep this bottle full because it would empty quickly
Well,
at night when we were done working.
it's a lot of pain building things. Gotta kill that pain.
It is. And I'll tell you, we were on a mission. And we
And
were
he helped
get-
us get there.
And we were getting her done. Okay, are we ready to move on?
We are number 1.
Number 1, our number 4, our least favorite,
Our least favorite.
which pains me to say that any of them are our least favorite.
This one is super sweet though.
I just,
Uh-oh, you're not ready to show me?
I'm not.
It's really painful for
This
I don't know.
became my favorite old-fashioned bourbon.
Oh no. Oh no.
It had became my favorite in fact, I told Shauna this morning, I texted her, I said, I've got to go to the store and get a new bottle.
I don't know.
Maker's Mark. It makes a fabulous old fashioned, but boy, when you compare it to these ryes.
Super sweet old fashioned.
So that's what we've got, guys.
Okay, so that's good to know though, because you know that a few of our friends, Jill, if you're watching, and I know you are, Jill doesn't truly like bourbon, but she's trying to get into it more as all of us are drinking it. She would probably love her old fashioned out of Maker's Mark because it doesn't have that bourbon taste.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it's
Where I
no,
don't
there's-
know as if she would like it out of this Wild Turkey, because it's more in your face, spice, drier type. However, she does drink dry wine with me.
She does.
She's a trooper.
And I mean, come on, Jill, let's be honest. You'll drink whatever we pour, really. But you're kind of like Shauna.
She's defriending you.
No, she's not. Listen, here's the deal. Prior to tonight, a sweeter, old-fashioned, made with Maker's Mark, which I had recently discovered, actually, was my go-to old-fashioned. I'm going to have a hard time drinking an old-fashioned now that's not a Wild Turkey Rare Breed
Or a rye.
Rye. Yeah, even
Because number
Yeah.
3, which is this one, makes it good old fashioned.
It really
like,
does.
I almost put number 3 in front of number 2 when I was picking, but I'm like, I don't know if that.
Yeah, but you knew there was something different
Well,
there.
there is because it's higher proof. Now, even though whatever Bryan says, if I was drinking more than one, I would probably want mine made out of this one. Makes it really good old fashioned,
But here's the problem. When you order the first one, you don't know what you're going to have.
but I do at my own bar. And I do if I'm going out to order. And most places when you're going out to order, you can't get this in an old fashioned probably.
No, I doubt it. I don't know. I mean, we've
Or
never
this.
tried, but definitely not
But
that.
if you're at your own home, and you're making your own,
Hey, at Cask 529,
Yeah.
you can have whatever you want in your cocktail.
well, not really. You know, we can have what we have.
Well, we got quite a bit, though.
No, I'm not going to let people put an expensive bottle into there. All right.
Killing me. All right, guys.
Thank
Old fashioned, 4 different ways, 4 different bourbons. We do lots of other things with it, but basically, this is it. So, thanks for joining us. Hit the like button, hit the share button, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button. Until next time, thanks for joining us, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.